Shelly live and be the bird. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shelly live and be the bird. Shelly live and be the bird. Shelly live and be the.
Shh. What did I do? I'm not. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Happy Monday. I'll wait till a few more y'all come on in the room. You're welcome. You see, I got my road dog riding with me today, y'all. We're trying to get on to the house. Y'all come on in. Okay, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this topic while I'm driving. I don't know where Shelly is. Here she come now. I think I heard her coming in. Anyway, who should be responsible for putting the ex in check when they overstep their boundaries in your relationship?
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, V. This is one of those
Who do you
days.
think should be responsible for that? I feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody and their ex keeps calling, interfering with what you got going on, it's that person who was involved with that person to put that person in check. That shouldn't be put on the responsibility should not be put on the person that you're in the relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Because once that happens and they end up bumping heads, then it's gonna be a real problem somewhere along the line. Want some lemonade?
Right. It always is. I think the person you're dating should be responsible for telling the person. You shouldn't have to intervene. You should know should you have to walk into a situation like that anyway. That's just my take on that.
I'm gonna be real distracted, y'all, because this baby in the car with me giving me a whole headache, and it's
Look,
hard being
yeah,
on this show today right now because I'm really not in the mood. But we're gonna go ahead and try to get it done anyway.
we probably have to end a little bit earlier because she is driving, not safe. And she's driving with a kid in the car.
And I'm really ready to pull this car over right now with this little boy in the back seat.
Nuts. But she did leave Atlanta kind of late today, so we are really gliding by the seat of our pants tonight. We may have to really postpone this till tomorrow.
Yeah, when I don't have this little boy in the car with me, because this is just not gonna work for me today, y'all. My head is hurt. He done stressed me out all weekend. It's rough right now. Kids is for young people. Look, honey duty is officially over. This shit won't happen no more for no whole weekend. No, ma'am. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
I know it's a lot. He's like he's singing a song. His key is so high right now. He's like he's actually singing a song.
I'm getting ready to put him out of my car in just a few minutes. And he won't be getting back in probably to next week sometime. I promise you.
Is he saying, what is he saying? Give him his phone?
Yeah, he wants the phone because he likes to be on YouTube when I'm driving.
Oh.
He got a whole phone back there, but he don't want his phone. He want my phone.
She said, listen.
I know, Candy. He doing something, y'all. So anyway, y'all, back to the topic at hand. I just feel like the person, hold on, y'all. I'm going to turn the camera for 1 second. Hold up.
So, he said, iron allows exes to enter my circle at all when I have left them. They're dead to me. Or you said, I don't. Dead to me. I don't look back. Well, that's the whole thing, Terrence. We're not saying look back on the exes. We're saying like if you had an ex and you're dating someone else and and there are like kids involved or there's something involved, and they're not checking the ex that's trying to check you, basically. Sometimes an ex can overstep their boundary, but we're saying whose position is it to tell the ex that they're doing too much, or you who comes in and says no, you can be doing this, doing that. That's kind of like what we're saying.
The person who they were involved with.
Right.
Because a lot of times people do stuff because you allow them to do it because you never checked them the first time that they did it, whoever you were
Right.
dating. So they feel like if I did that and I ran her off or I'm ran him off, I'm gonna keep doing it until he tell me I ain't supposed to do it no more. So it's up to that person to say, look, this is my man, this is my lady, or whatever. You don't need to be doing that because you're not going to be disrespecting them, period. Don't call me. And if you got kids with the person, if them children are old enough for you to communicate with them, they ain't hurt, they ain't disrespecting that other parent, and they doing bad in school, you don't need to call. Me and the child can communicate like that if you're not mature enough to come and talk to us as a couple when you got the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just crazy. Too much stuff can happen. Yeah. So that's how I feel about that. It's up to that person to check their ex.
Yeah.
Because it's not your ex, it's their ex.
Right. I don't think you should be walking around telling people's exes what to do. I think it's it's like, and anyway, you shouldn't have, it should be a level of respect anyway between you and the person, you and the ex. It shouldn't be, if it's really a cut and dry situation and it's done and it's over and there's no, because sometimes what happens, what gets it confusing because you're the ex, but you're still involved with the ex. In some capacity, you're still involved with them. Now, if you're saying somebody's the ex and you still dipping the stick in the Kool-Aid, then of course it's always going to be something confusing going on, and you're mixing signals here and there, because a lot of times that's the problem with the ex, why they're not gone.
Right. Or like you said, you're leaving that gate open for them to feel like it could be something else again.
Right.
So they don't feel like, well, shit, he or she hasn't told me that I don't have to stop this. So why? But then don't bring another person into that, and then they bump heads, and it can turn into something totally different.
And they're bumping heads over something you done lied about anyway, and then it's a whole nother headache.
And it may not be like they may just not know how to handle that person.
Right. Right.
And anyway, you just right. So they don't feel. Yeah. So yeah, Terrence, I agree with you. I don't. There's no reason an ex needs to be in the mix. I mean, like I said, unless you have children and you're mature enough to handle your ex having somebody else and y'all can do stuff together, whatever the case may be. But don't call being petty and trying to use these kids as pawns in these relationships because you're mad because you ain't the one there no more.
And then sometimes
a lot of females do that.
Sometimes the kids are grown and the kids are all the way grown and there's no need for you to even be communicating with them anymore. But then there's still this, once again, this little interest that lies there that gives them this right to overstep their boundaries sometimes because you're still involving them in some kind of capacity or the other. I can't hear her. She's frozen on my screen, but I think I'm frozen. Oh, shit. I'm not sure if she's frozen or I think she's frozen, y'all. This is going to be a hard podcast to pull off tonight. She's driving and we're all over the place tonight with this podcast. We really, really are. I told her we should have canceled this one and did it tomorrow. Reran it tomorrow when she's not on the road. I don't feel safe with the baby in the car and she's talking in the whole nine. I think it's kind of scary. But I'm gonna read this comment. Terrence said, "Oh, okay. Well, that in that case, I'll tell them. But if the lady wants to address it, due to the disrespect, I'm not going to hold her back either. Especially when I have openly checked her about her disposition. I'm reading this off my phone, y'all. About her disposition. For real, for real. Yeah, no, if you've already addressed it, that's one thing. And what you don't want to have is two people going back and forth, fighting and arguing and acting crazy. You don't want that. You don't want people to be, screaming and hollering at each other because this person then said this. And there's things that could be so cordial in certain situations where it can just be, it's like it's effortless. The baby mamas, they get along because you're not doing too much with either one of them. There's like I said, it's a level of respect. Like, I don't have confusion in my household when it comes to me seeing this person and this ex is not in agreement because it's lined up accordingly. They know their places. They know what they do. We ain't crossing no fences. We ain't backsliding, forward slipping. There's none of that going on. So when you have somebody around you, there's nothing for me to explain to nobody because my situation is checked to the point where we're not disrespecting nobody. It's just not how we get down. Now, if you have a mess, if your situation you in is messy, then that's your situation. You need to fix it because who am I to address your situation?
Right.
Now, if it comes to me crazy, that's a whole nother situation. Then you have to pick a side because you think about it. You going to battle with somebody baby mama. You going to battle with somebody ex-wife. It come down in some craziness, and then you stuck in the middle trying to figure out who you going to defend. And then we have a bigger picture. We have bigger fish to fry at that point.
No, that ain't cool. That's why you have to make stuff clear in the beginning when you start. And first of all, you don't have to explain nothing to your ex. That's just what they are, your ex. So why are you explaining anything about who you dating? I mean, unless you have kids, and that conversation is simple as got a man or got a new lady in life or whatever. He or she can have my kids. So
And I think what she's trying to say is it's a conversation you need to have. It's a conversation that should be addressed. And I honestly still stand by the only time there is confusion in a situation is when you are still being messy with the ex. If you are still, and this is with anybody, if you are still involved to some capacity sexually, stroking somebody's ego, doing above and beyond stuff that an ex wouldn't do, you are mixing signals. So if you're mixing them and then they're disrespecting the person you're with, you're causing the tension. At that point, you're causing the tension. So if that's how you getting down, then that ain't cool. That ain't cool no way. So that's the kind of stuff when I say, I think it's about how people move, how people are moving. And I think that's what Vaughn was trying to say before she got kicked off.
what did you say? Just sum it up, because I keep going through these bad areas.
Yeah, I was just saying basically like if the only time there's a big confusion is when the ex is still screwing with the ex in a different kind of capacity. When they still messing around with them, doing something that's messed up and that's causing that person to still act the way they do because you sending mixed signals to them anyway.
Or you still fucking. Just
right. Yeah. Basically in a nutshell. Basically in a nutshell was what I was trying to say without saying the word. You doing something that's making them act that way.
Mm-hmm.
So no.
Yeah. And and then you have a lot of people too when that happens and you seeing somebody else. One thing I have a real serious pet peeve about is when you dating somebody and the ex want to question the kids about what's going on in your house. Right. That's what you don't do. I don't like when adults question kids about anything going on in somebody else's house that has nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave the kids out of that. That's some adult stuff, and don't bring the children into it and put the kids in the middle. I don't like that. But people do that all the time. Yeah, people do that all the time, and that's just not cool. And then the children feel like they have to pick sides. And like that's wrong to put that child in that position.
And they can actually like the person that the father or the mother is dating, and they feel like they're in the middle, and they can't like them because now they have, if I like her too much or I like him too much, my papa gonna be mad or my mama gonna be mad. Right. I'm stuck in the middle telling my mama stuff about this woman or telling my daddy something about this guy. You shouldn't do that to your kid. Don't put your kids in a situation. That's toxic. That's toxic all by itself.
Yeah. You can't do that, especially, if it's from a bad divorce or something. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some people that they had the kids divided in the house. Some of the kids was with the daddy, some of the kids was with the mama, and it was just like chaos all the time. Them kids were so messed up mentally, like they didn't know what to do. Like, don't bring kids into that. But to the topic at hand, an ex is an ex
Want
for a
another one?
reason. So don't go dipping and dabbing and sticking your dipstick back in her pudding if you don't want them problems. And vice
Right.
versa, don't be letting him do that to you if you know how he gonna act every time you get somebody.
Cutting up.
And
He,
so
she,
you gotta
they
cut
got
it
a
off at
whole man.
the
They
head.
still dealing with you because
Yeah,
you
you
let
gotta
them
go
take
on
place.
somewhere and sit down. Yeah. Like, no, we ain't even about to do that.
Stuff can
Ain't
get
no
old
way.
real quick. Stuff can get old real quick like that. And,
I'm
and
telling you
like I
about
said,
me. Go ahead.
especially like I said, especially when there's kids involved. You can't be messing with the children and confusing the kids and putting them in all this crazy toxic stuff that we got going on now. That's
Well,
not what we
I'm
do.
just the type of person, I have zero tolerance for a lot of stuff, and that's one of them. If you an ex, don't call me. Don't be called, like I said, if ain't no kids about. If you ain't messy or not like that, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? If you
Mhm.
call and whatever, we can actually be cordial if the kids are involved. Like, well, I'm gonna drop them off early. Somebody gonna be there. Whatever. Yeah, bring them up here because I'm gonna be here. Stuff like that. That's cool. But if you to the point where you call just wanting to be messy and I don't want them talking to my kid. I don't want them this. If you don't take yourself on somewhere and go sit down somewhere in the bed and get on away from me, because I just my temperament won't allow me to deal with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Right,
crazy.
right.
I don't get that. Like, it's crazy to me. I've never like had a beef with a female over a dude. If she had a beef, she was really beefing by herself because I ain't about to argue over no man, period, for
You
nobody.
sitting there arguing back and forth for no reason. You said, "I'm not really doing this at my age." I no.
I'm
Mm-mm.
not doing it.
No, there's certain things I'm not gonna. There's certain things I'm just not. I'm not gonna. First of all, I ain't gonna bring myself to your level to even have to deal with that craziness. But no, there's certain things I'm just not gonna do. Not now. Maybe when I was younger, but not now.
Not even when I was younger. I've never argued with no female about no man or fought over no man, and I would never do it. I'm just saying, I'm not that chick. I'm like,
Hmm.
shit. If you want them, go ahead. Bye. I'm
Take
good.
yours.
Take him. That's a headache anyway. Take his ass on.
There's a lot of people. A lot of people do that. Have these
But you'll be
interesting.
surprised how many like so-called grown folks really still do this stuff.
Oh,
Like,
a
yeah,
lot every day,
and you be like, what? I mean,
every day.
50s, 60s. Like, God, if y'all don't go somewhere and go get you
Sit
some.
your ass down
Go join the
somewhere,
senior
anywhere.
citizens club or something and sit your ass down somewhere. Ain't nobody got time to be arguing with no senior citizens about no man or no
Arguing about
woman.
no man. No, it's too many people out here in the world that need people. No, it's not. It's never, ever that serious. I say this all the time. I say this when I'm talking, just driving in the morning. It's never that serious. When you sit here and you got headaches that you never had before, and they unnecessary headaches. No, you eliminate that kind of stuff because it's toxic. It becomes toxic
I
after.
ain't.
It becomes
I
draining.
am not doing it. Period.
Mm-mm.
If he means
Uh,
that much to you, you take him on back, going over there where y'all was, and then you ain't gonna want him once you get him back. You just don't want to see him with nobody else, or
or vice versa.
or
And
vice versa.
sometimes it ain't even about the
Wait a minute,
wanting
baby.
back. It's about the chase of it all. He like to have the touch and feel
Well,
first.
too, a lot of times, going back to that, a lot of times that's because they know how that person was with them, especially if they took care of them, they didn't want for anything, everything else was good, and they might have been the one to mess up or something like that. Now they mad because they know how this person rocked and somebody else is getting that and they can't take it.
Right, right. And they go,
A
"Oh my
lot of
God."
times that's what it be. Yeah, it could be the way he touch it, it could be the way he do whatever, it was she do whatever to him, and they can't take that. They can't take it. Well,
Yeah.
I know how, and but I know how you used to do with me, and da da da, and now you're doing that with somebody else, and da da da, and then there go a whole bunch of stuff, and then they be in their feelings for the wrong reasons because you should have acted right when you had it. Is
He
all I'm
said,
saying.
Terrence said all communication should be cut off from exes, but if there's children in the mix, it's hard because baby mom, I said, I guess BM is baby mamas can be
Yeah,
all but the devil. Some people just don't want to see you happy. And that's what Terrence, that's what
absolutely.
I'm
That's
saying.
exactly what I'm saying. Yes,
Some people want to see you miserable. They'll keep making all your relationships so toxic. Every time somebody come along, they tear it up. And you just keep allowing it and allowing it and allowing it and allowing it to happen. But until you nip it in the bud, it's just like repetition. It's just like clockwork. It happens
This
all the
chick told
time.
me, she said, I don't care who this dude is with. She said, I'm gonna make his life a living hell because of the stuff that he put me through. She said, I don't care who it is, and she ain't had to do nothing to me. It's him, and she wanted to get back at him. Wait, don't you come out here? Wait a minute.
You got a lot of vindictively scorned women that
a woman scorned is a dangerous woman.
Even men. You have some men that can be so just do stuff just to be toxic, and it just ain't no good energy, y'all. It's just like I say, you pick and choose your poison, pick and choose your battles.
That's what you said. Toxic energy.
Stuff. Yeah, toxic stuff. Pick and choose your battles. That's what you got to do. And if you feel like it's worth
that ain't my battle. I was saying that's not my battle to fight. That's the other person's battle to deal with that person. Just don't put me in the mix.
I think she froze again. Yeah, I know. So yeah. I don't think she realizes we're not hearing her, but yeah, I tell you, stuff can be.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Are you almost there?
I told you. Yeah, but I keep driving through these dead spots.
Yeah, so y'all just be mindful of what you do and what you shouldn't be doing, and kind of pick and choose. Like I always say, pick and choose your battles. Pick and choose what you're doing in life, and it can make things a whole lot easier in your life. I think just for safety reasons, y'all, we should end this live tonight at 8:30 and pick it up on Wednesday at our same time when we're really situated, because I hate that she's in the dark on this podcast. I really do. I'm kind of nervous because the baby's in the car. It is 8:22, and we're gonna run it for these next couple of minutes, and then we're gonna jump off here at 8:30 tonight, y'all, and pick up on Wednesday.
Where we left off, yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully y'all understand that it's just not safe. It's dark. I'm seeing it get darker in the background. And I don't.
Show is, and I already can't see y'all.
And I don't want her driving, looking at this podcast, trying to talk while trees are going on. It's just that's not safe. And I'm sure y'all understand. When we say unforeseen circumstances, we should have canceled this earlier when I know she was going to be on this road, but we didn't. So
look, my eyes is not on the podcast. My eyes is on the road because I need all of these little bad visions.
And it looks like you're looking straight at me. So I'm like, is she looking over here?
No, girl, I gotta look at the road. I can't see at night.
So
and this boy won't stop talking. He sounds like a parrot. He been talking the whole time.
That's been Harper all since she's been in the room. Okay. So I'm like, yeah. So anywho, y'all, we will resume this. Y'all, thank you for coming on for these 30 minutes and just being with us on this 30-minute roll. We just need her to be careful.
I will. Thank you, Terrence.
And we will be back, promise, full effect on Wednesday. No drama, no nothing going on. Just live focus to the people with no noise, giving y'all our full undivided attention. But I just need to be, and she's safe, and I know she's getting to her destination safe. And that's how we roll. So, anywho, y'all, we're gonna cut out of this tonight. And this is
we love y'all, and I gotta pay attention because I truly can't see y'all.
This is us loving life and loving what we do and loving y'all. Have a good night.
Good night, y'all.
Gentlemen, you're now tuned into Naughty or Nice. Let's go.
Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me want no fake love, me only want the real deal.
Have you ever met a sister with her shit together? Maintaining, never complaining, trying to make shit better. She's got a real good life with the right frame of mind. She's the real deal, baby, and she know how to grind. On the job or in the bedroom, baby, the truth. And with her by your side, homeboy, you can't lose. Just slip on the dress and go to work like a pro. Then bring that ass home and drop it down to the floor. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's a lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's the lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets.
Shelly light and be the bird. Shelly light and be the bird. Shelly light and be the bird. Yeah. Shelly light and be
Good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all. Say good night.
Say good night.
I won't end
Oh.
where I'm